Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee Books and Rain, where I'm actually just about done with my coffee. We have books, no rain. It is gorgeous outside though, so I'm about to go hang out with my friends and have some dinner. So I'm kind of looking slightly put together for you guys. Y'all get to see me on like I didn't go to work earlier, so I was able to take time and get ready. And now y'all don't see me at the end of the day looking like I've been through the humidity and stuff yet. But today, so this outfit is from around the end of May, and this book that I'm about to record is actually coming out around the end of June. And the only reason I'm recording it is now is one, I finished it in like one sitting. I loved it. Two, it's got a witch in it, and I just recorded one called The Witch and Her Dragon, and so I was like, well, wouldn't it be fun to do another witch book? Oh yeah, I've already finished an audiobook that had a witch titled in it, and so I'm going ahead and recording it now. So, this is The Witch at the Edge of the Wood by Liz Delton, and it is expected June 23rd of 2025, and I loved this super cozy fantasy book. So freaking cute. I want more from this world, this writer, whatever. Valina has escaped the workhouse on the hunt for one the witch who can grant her wish to live a normal life. I'm starting to wonder who writes these Goodreads summaries. They don't make a lot of sense sometimes. She escaped the workhouse and is on the hunt for a witch who can grant her a wish to live a normal life. Born with silver hair and noticeably pointy ears, she passed from the workhouse to workhouse since she can remember, shunned for her mysterious heritage. But the witch's cottage she finds at the edge of the wood is abandoned, and as soon as she starts making herself at home, someone else comes, a noble with a wish of his own. With a promise of coin, she agrees to help him, and then she starts noticing something strange about the cottage. Valina must find a way to help the noble and the others who come calling, but can she help herself? So this really feels a little more like a novella. I had the audiobook and it was only like 4 hours, which is why I listened in one sitting. It was so cute. It does say the Kindle edition is about 162 pages. I don't really know. I didn't have the ebook, so we will just trust them. Let us see. Let us scroll down and we'll go from there. All right. First and foremost, again, so cozy, so cute. Valina, our previous character, the other witch that we just talked about, was Alina. This one is Valina, Velina. It is quick paced. It is cute. We don't do a ton because it is kind of, I would say, low stakes and contained. We're not doing big adventures. However, the cottage has some special abilities. I do want more from this world. I would love to know more about like the antics that Valina and her cottage get up to. And then we've got Will, who is a great character. Now, there is no real romance in this book. We're not romancing. We're not falling for each other. None of that. We do have a really great friendship with what seems to be a prince of a neighboring kingdom. And Valina, even though she finds him attractive and cute, kind of keeps her distance. She just keeps that friendship, and honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm not pining for these two to fall for each other if they don't want to. But I love the friendship aspect of it. It's really nice. She needs to focus more on herself right now, which I love. We didn't jump into a relationship right after escaping these horrific conditions of a workhouse. Good for her. Good for her. We don't need trauma bonding. We just don't need it. So that's important to note because I think you could definitely count this as a potential YA because it's so short. But Valina has escaped the workhouse, and she knows she's been given this particular map that's supposed to point to where the witch is in the forest. So she's looking for the cottage, and she goes around and round and round, and finally, just almost as she's about to give up hope, she finds the cottage in a place that she thought she'd already been. It just seems to appear out of nowhere. What could have happened? Well, how could it have gotten here? So she enters the cottage, kind of sneaky, like, hey, is there anybody home sort of thing. But it seems fairly empty. Nobody seems to be living here right now. There's a couple things in the cabin, like a rocking chair. She's actually nervous to go to the loft bedroom because she's like, well, what if there's a body? No, I'll just sleep down here. I don't want to know. She doesn't even go check. But the cabin itself is magical. Anything that Alina needs or asks for to a degree, and there are certain things she can't ask for. Again, read if you want to find out specifics. But she's able, the cabin is able to create. Literally, let's just say she wants a pair of slippers to go outside. The cabin will then make a pair of slippers, and she'll say, hi, cabin, I need a pair of slippers, and it'll be like, boop, here you go. Or I need a dress to wear to an event, and boop, here you go. So she starts kind of dabbling with things around the cabin that it weirdly provides, and she kind of falls into this routine of becoming the witch of the cabin. And she doesn't even notice it's really happening at first. She thinks she's just playing at it. But she's like, oh no, I'm lying to people. And she kind of is, but again, the cabin is really doing all the work for her, and she has the aesthetic look of silver hair and pointy ears. And so people believe her. And so first comes Will. He comes knocking on the door, and he's like, I need to get out of this marriage. It's an arranged marriage. I don't want to do it. And so Valina is, and I think I may have been saying Alina. It's Valina. So Valina. She's like, okay, I'll make you a potion. Give me 3 days or something like that. And so he comes back the next day, and he has to bring some stuff to her, and she's like, okay, come back and and so he comes back a couple times, and finally she admits to him, look, I don't actually know how to make this potion. She did try to ask the cabin to just make this potion for her, but it wouldn't do it. So she's like, well, crap. Okay, I don't want to lie to you anymore. I'm sorry. I found this cottage. I've just been making random stuff. I can probably make you something that's really a good tea, something like that. What are you looking for? And he's like, well, crap, because now he's still stuck kind of in this arranged marriage situation. She's like, okay, so what are your parameters regarding that? And he tells her. She's like, I think I can help you with that. So they've worked something out, and she figures out a way to help him out. Again, I'm not going to go into details of that because you need to read it to find out. And it's pretty short, so you won't have to slog through a ton of pages. But ultimately, she does figure out how to make some tinctures. I think there's a foot cream that she learns to make, and a couple other things. Is there an invigoration potion or something like that? And she befriends. So one of the other things about this cabin is it can move her to various places within their, region, realm, to different kind of cities within their realm. And so she finds one that she really likes, and it's got some delicious pastries at this local bakery. And she becomes friends with the baker girl, who also is kind of teaching her how to read. Now, Will was also kind of helping her read. Now, her and Will have become friends, and so they do schedule time to hang out, have tea, and chat, but he's a prince, so he's got obligations. However, this baker girl and her, Velina, they have, like, I guess they're able to spend more time together. I guess is the best way I can say it. So, Velina asks the girl, like, after she gets up the nerve, because she's like, what if she doesn't want to be my friend? What if. And she's always so nervous of being shunned or, anything like that because of her silver hair and her ears. So she's always worried of discrimination for the way she looks, whereas the little girl does not care. Like once they figure it out, she figures it out, she just doesn't care. So I'm just going to put that out there that, like, I think Velina, because of how she grew up and how she was treated for most of her life, she's worried about, like, how other people outside of the workhouse will treat her. The thing is I kind of question, just going back, because we don't really dive into the workhouse too much, but I wonder if she was used in the workhouse, she says, because she had small hands. But they say the silver hair and the pointed ears means she's fae-touched. Well, if they believed her to be fae-touched, then maybe they keep using her in the workhouse because maybe they think some of her potential fae abilities could become useful in the workhouse, could help them with various things. So I was kind of wondering if maybe that's why she was passed around so frequently, is because, like, she was seen more as an asset in the workhouse, even though they talked down to her about it. They didn't want her to know her potential or her value, which I think makes sense. But again, we don't dive into that, but that's just my theory regarding it. She does have a hard time trusting people. So I think that's pretty clear just based on the conversations that I've been having with you. She doesn't want to tell people everything about her. She would rather keep things a secret or a mystery for as long as she can because she's so worried about how she's going to be perceived. And so she's fine making tinctures and potions for, like, foot creams, like I said, for people who come to her door, but she's not confident in really making friends of any kind. So it does become a really good thing that she does make some friends along the way. I guess you could even say found family, which I love so much. But again, there's only a couple pages, about 160 pages in this. So I feel like if I continue talking about it, then I'm going to potentially spoil something, and I don't want to do that. Let's just say she makes a good coin selling some of her tinctures, which works out well for her because she doesn't have just a ton of expenses. She buys herself some food, but the cabin can kind of, one, move her around for free, and two, make her pretty much anything else she wants. So it's not like she's wanting for things because she has a really cozy, magical cabin. Now, maybe if we get things in the, like, stories in the future, which I'm hoping for, I would love more because I connected so quickly with this story and these characters and how cute it was and well written it was for me. And I loved it. I got exactly what I wanted out of this book. So I'm probably going to give this a full 5 stars because I am craving more. I will listen to it again before it expires on my NetGalley because, again, it's about 4 hours, so why not? Yes, I have other things I probably need to work through instead, but just the vibes alone were immaculate. So again, for me, that's my opinion, and it was exactly what I was looking for right now. But with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here and stop talking about this book that I enjoyed so much. And I hope, if you have not liked and subscribed already, that maybe you will. And thank you for joining me on this journey. I will see you all on the next page.